Hello, my friends, and welcome to This Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're liking these videos, make sure to give them a big thumbs up and come join my family. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified each time I create a video. So it's almost about 7:45. I got home, took a shower, made my lunch for tomorrow, and ate, and now it's almost time for bed. I'm exhausted. These 12-hour days are really starting to wear on me, especially since I've been getting up at 3:30 in the morning. And so I'm up from 3:30 in the morning till about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then I go to bed. When I get home, I try to do a video or a blog post or something, to make sure that I'm moving forward, but whew, it's a lot. It's taken a lot out of me. My entire exercise routine has gone by the wayside. I haven't done anything except for the exercise that I get at work. And my eating habits, I get what I can, and the smoking, forget about it. We're not even going to talk about that. Maybe I'll start next week about counting the cigarettes and saving up the money. I did get a glass jar. My sister had a big old mason jar that I'm going to drop dollars in for every cigarette that I don't smoke. So I've still got it in my head, but I haven't taken any action on it yet. So like I mentioned, I woke up at 3:30 this morning and I went out and outside. And as soon as I get outside, I take a couple of steps outside of the garage, and all of a sudden I hear these hooves like bouncing around and all jittery and everything. Deer were scattering everywhere. And at first I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And I think I wet myself just a little. But immediately what popped in my head were those YouTube videos where hunters are out in the woods and they're face to face with a deer. And then all of a sudden the deer attacks them. Like they start using their hooves and like punching them like a kangaroo would or something, or like Muhammad Ali. They just start beating the crap out of the hunter. I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I don't think I could take a deer in a hand-to-hand combat. I don't think I'm up for that. But yeah, I got to finish that book. I listened to Elvis Duran's book, Where Do I Begin, on Audible, and it was really good. I listen to his show every morning, and so I'm used to, his personality and, his voice and everything. So it was really cool to hear. He's got some great insight on life. If you want an enjoyable read or listen, make sure to check out that book. It's on Audible, or you can buy it. Either way, there's little tidbits on life that I found really interesting. And even more interesting was the dive into the radio aspect of the entertainment business. I really had no idea about it. I'd never really had any interest in radio. But it was really fascinating learning about the behind the scenes things. And of course, it started raining today. It wasn't much of a rain. It was just kind of a drizzle all day. So I think that kind of wore me out more than the sun did. I was tired. Like after lunch, all I wanted to do was take a nap. I'm like, I am so tired right now. And then driving home in the rain, it felt like little needles all over my face. It wasn't that cold, but it hurt. I'm like, ugh. And then cars would drive by, and of course their splatter off the tires would be hitting me in the face, and I'd be kind of like trying to wipe off mud and stuff like that. But what I'd like to talk about today is seeking validation from other people. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been seeking validation from others my entire life. Growing up, obviously it was my parents, my mom and my dad, always trying to seek their approval and trying to make sure that they're proud of me and things like that. I remember when I was 18 years old, I went to my dad and I told him face to face, I'm like, I want to be an actor. I knew it. I knew in my heart that I wanted to be an actor. And he looked at me and he's like, you'll be a starving artist. And I was crushed. My heart just kind of sank out of my chest. And I turned around and I walked away, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I'll show you. And that was kind of my mentality growing up. I'll show you. I'll show you what I can do. But I think I was so disappointed because I was seeking that validation and I didn't get it. And, when I started my business, there were people who thought I would fail. And, when I started doing the financial thing, all they saw in me was, the things that I'd done in the past. And when I started creating videos now, people only saw me, kind of as a drunk. But I've always been moving forward, trying to find the validation of others. And sometimes you'll get it, sometimes I'll get it, and sometimes I won't. And the times that I don't, I just feel so kind of useless. And that's a terrible way to live. And what sparked this whole thought process was today I went to my boss. I did everything that I needed to. I didn't even talk to my boss all day till the end of the day, which is, for me, great. I love that. I hate those micromanaging helicopter bosses that want to fly around and tell you what to do. But I went to him and, gave him a list of parts of stuff that we wanted to do. And, he just kind of went through the list. Oh, yeah. And that was it. No good job, no thank you, no nothing like that. Now, I don't know. I didn't expect him to get up and give me a big old hug and say, thank you, you're the greatest thing in the world. Although that would have been nice. I'm so stupid. But, some sort of validation. And so I left and it's fine, it's whatever. But last week, twice, two different bosses came up to me and said, what a great job I'm doing. So I need to remember the times that I'm validated so that I, can keep that for when I'm not validated, so it'll kind of even out. But even more important than that, I need to start being better at validating myself. I need to start being better at, looking at the small accomplishments that I've made, not just recently, but throughout my life. Most importantly, recently, because those are the ones I'm going to remember the best. I have now been sober for over 4 months. I have gotten a job and am starting to make headway in, chipping away at bills and getting back on my feet. I have started, following my passion and doing these videos on a pretty continuous basis. I've started a blog. I've started a Facebook page. I'm taking steps forward to, achieve the life that I want. And that's validation that only I can give me. My family's not going to come up and say, hey, great job on those videos. Oh, I'm so proud of you for creating a Facebook page. Because they're not really my target audience. And they're not me. They don't know the work that goes into it. They don't know, the time and energy and the planning that go into it. Although a lot of times with these videos, I'll just start rambling and just kind of word vomit all over the place. So there is a little bit of planning that goes into the videos. But I mean, and with writing the book, there's a lot of structure and planning that I have to do. And you know what? I have to validate myself. I am now past 110 pages. And, I'm making great headway with it. It's a slow process. I really thought this book writing process, I would be done in 3 months and move on to the next thing. I'd have it written in 3 months, edit it in a week, and it'd be on bookshelves within 2 weeks after that. That is not how this process happens. So, but I need to validate myself for, being consistent with it. And, making a decision that this is what I'm going to do and actually following through with it. I'm making steps to, being able to get a car, which is awesome. I'm making steps in re-solidifying old friendships. Another friend of mine that I haven't spoken to in years, we were really good friends. We actually worked together when I lived in LA. Kind of popped up on my Facebook Messenger and said, "Oh, hey, I'm always here for you. I saw, your YouTube channel and the post that you did on Facebook. I'm really proud of you." And so we reconnected, and that was fantastic. Hey, Shantae, thanks so much for liking my YouTube channel. And another shout out while I'm at it to Paris on the Prairie. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope you're getting value out of the content. But back to the topic. Ultimately, trying to seek validation from everyone else around you is incredibly exhausting. And it's actually kind of pointless, especially if you're not validating yourself, if you're not appreciating the work that you're doing. When I was drinking, I really didn't have a reason to validate myself. I was a loser, and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I hate myself. And in just these few months, I've come such a long way that now I feel okay with being able to validate myself. And you know what? When you start validating yourself, and I've noticed this, when I start validating myself, then many of the people around me start validating. They see the confidence that kind of comes out in me. And they're more apt to validate. People like to kick you when you're down, or when you're in a kind of a glum mood, everyone else's energy is kind of low and like, meh. I noticed that on Monday at work, people were just kind of dragging their ass in there, and everyone's energy was just kind of, and so there was no validation going on at all. But, as the week progresses, people are starting to get up. I'm starting to kind of wake up, even though today was a rainy day and a little tiring. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. I hope you got value out of this. If you did, please validate me by liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing. Hit that bell when you subscribe so you can get notified when I create a new video. Pardon me. Comment down below. Let me know how you like to be validated. I will talk to you soon, my friends. I'm sorry, I'm a little off tonight. It's been a long day and I'm tired. I'm ready to edit this video and probably go to bed. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Take care, my friends. Bye.